Minute. Commissioners Court will come to order. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Commissioner Williams, will you lead us in prayer, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us, Father. Be with us today as we do the business of Mills County. God and direct us and bless this county with some more rain. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, good morning, everyone. Today is November 27th, 2023. We have all four commissioners here. We have a quorum. County Attorney Hale is also here outside for a moment. And number two, review and act on minutes of November 13th, 2023 and November 22nd, 2023.
I have one correction on November the 13th on line item number 14. It says consider an act on participating in Texas Association of County Cyber Training Program, and it says this is an annual election. That should be an annual training, not an election.
Okay. Okay, annual training instead of election. That's on number 14.
Yeah, we're not electing to do it.
Yeah, Julie, you saw that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then on 20,
Number 20.
Commissioner, my report installed should be installed a couple.
So that's on number 20 under Commissioner Head Precinct 2 installed a couple of 10 horns. Okay.
Spell check. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Auto correct, yep.
Yeah.
Gets me every time.
Okay, commissioners, anything else?
I make a motion to approve the minutes for November the 13th with its changes and November the 22nd.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the minutes. Second by Commissioner Head. Any other comments, discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes for November 13th and 22nd, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 3, audience of individuals. Julie, no one has signed up. Anybody signed up? Number 4, consider an act on approving accounts payable. And Amanda's here. Good morning, and Miss Amanda, how are you today? I had one question, and I don't know if Chief Deputy Gorse is going to be here. It says LAN Communications LLC Repair Console Service Sheriff's Office. I was just wondering what that is. Do you have any clue? Yeah, okay. 4,650. I just was curious what part that was related to. Okay.
Make a motion to approve the accounts payable.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Wright, approve accounts payable. I will second that motion. Any other discussion, questions, comments?
Have you already received that bottom belly dump that you purchased, Mike?
I haven't purchased it yet. We had to have it approved by bottom. It's on the agenda today.
Yeah, I'm looking at this while I was.
30,000. No, I haven't received it yet. It's in Lufkin, Texas, and they're going through everything. They'll take it in, and they've had it for 2 weeks now. Paint it, grease it, tires, whatever it needs, and it's a different type of tarp than what we have too on that belly. It's a straight tarp instead of one that folds over that we can have so much trouble with. But no, I haven't got it yet, Jason.
Okay.
Any other questions? Discussion, motion's been made by Commissioner Wright. I second the motion. We are ready to take a vote. I'll recommend we take a vote. All those in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 5, consider an act on burn ban. Well, we had some misty rain this week, which was good. Got another front possibly on Thursday. I hadn't checked with any of the volunteer fire chiefs in Mills County. I think the conditions are still good to leave the burn ban off. I hadn't heard of any major fires. Commissioners, have you all had any problems or in your precincts?
No problem. I'm good.
Yeah, and like I said, we got a real good chance to rain this, into this week, which is good. So I'm gonna say we take no action and leave the burn bin off.
Agreed.
We don't need to do, nothing on that. So moving on, number 6, consider an act on budget amendments. Commissioners, will go to your packet, you'll see this is regarding the $17,000 for the subdivision. I believe, and our county treasurer needed a spot to put that.
Now, did we deny the subdivision?
Yeah, we did.
They still have to pay their fees.
Even though we denied it?
Yeah, still have their check. So any questions or comments on about what we're gonna do with this?
I just says general fund.
General fund, general.
Yeah.
revenue. We'll leave it there.
I make a motion that we approve of the budget amendment.
Okay, motion been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the budget amendment. Second by Commissioner Wright. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of approving the budget amendment, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 7, consider an act on confirmation of Ridge Schoolhouse sale. So, over a week and a half ago, it was on Friday before last, County Attorney Hale was present, I was present, and Commissioner Williams was there. We had the public auction for the Ridge Schoolhouse. We had probably, a total of 10 people there roughly, with 4 or 5 people bidding. And the high bidder was some of the local landowners out of that area. And the sale went for $20,000 for the Ridge Schoolhouse. County Attorney Hale, anything I need to add to that?
No, the purchaser with Curtis Robertson, his wife, Gail, were going to land on purchases to pay law. And they've been saying
And we're basically blessing this and
confirmed the sale and authorized the judge and it's all the time. Deed and some other miscellaneous closing documents, they tendered the $1,000 for it, and they definitely took the fair to pay the balance of the $19,000.
so we're basically blessing the sale of this, and County Attorney Hale has provided me a resolution confirming the sale of the Ridge School property, which is going to take all 4 commissioners to sign along with me. So,
One thing I want to add is that the Roberts and is also Patty Roberts, their mother, his mother, she was a Packard. And so some of the original land that was given for the rural schoolhouse back in the 20s maybe, or something like that, was the Pafford family. So this is way before that. Okay.
It was before there was Mill County.
Okay. Before Mills County, the Pafford family set up that and Gerald gave a brief history of the landmark itself and of that community out there before the sale, and it was I learned a bunch from that. So
Yep.
I want to just let y'all know that it's kind of neat that it stayed in the family. So
yeah, I think I'll recommend it. I think that's very good. Some of the family members got some of the land that had land right around it. So I think it's good. And everything went real smooth. So that's reporting. Any other question, commissioners, comments? Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution confirming the sale of the Ridge School property.
Second.
We need to put that amount of money in it, Bill.
Well, it's in here in the resolution. Let me also, yeah, that's the next thing we're gonna take up. It's listed in here, Commissioner Wright, how much it went for.
I just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
it's listed in here, the bid and everything, the highest bid.
Okay.
So again, I made a motion to approve the resolution for the sale of the Ridge Schoolhouse. Did you second?
Robertson.
Okay, Commissioner Head has seconded. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor of approving the resolution of the sale of the Ridge Schoolhouse, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. And folks, don't run off. We need to all sign this before you all leave. Number 8, consider an act on proceeds from the Ridge Schoolhouse sale into miscellaneous income. Again, we have to have a line item for that to go into. Our county treasurer said we need to get this approved here if possible, so
Her recommendation is just put it in the list of miscellaneous income.
yes. Yes, so Commissioner Williams, you'll make a motion on
I'll
that?
make a motion that we put the proceeds of $20,000 from the Ridge Schoolhouse into miscellaneous income for the county.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner Williams made a motion to approve the sale of the Ridge proceeds from the Ridge Schoolhouse into miscellaneous income. A second's been made by Commissioner Porton. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the proceeds into miscellaneous income for the Ridge Schoolhouse, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 9, consider an act on TLGC 130.908, also known as the lame duck statute, for offices up for re-election. Commissioner Williams, you want to take this up?
Yeah, so I asked this to be put on the agenda, and we can pick individual offices, or we can just do, a one single office. But, lame duck, in politics means that it's an outgoing, politician that is elected official, that, is free to make decisions and exercise their powers with little fear of consequences, such as issuing executive orders, making large payments, orders, and stuff like that. And so we have done this historically in the past on elected officials going out of office to make sure that they don't overstep their bounds and stuff like that. TAC lawyers, when we were talking to TAC about last week about the sheriff retiring and stuff, they brought this up and said that we might want to consider this for all elected officials so that that all that can come through commissioner's court, so that you're not losing that. The statute of 130 is in your packet, and it says the commissioner's court must approve any expenditures or incumbents to the counties or precinct officers not recommended for reelection. So basically, we can set that a certain office or not an office. There are several offices that are up. Usually this is done after the sign-up time for running for office, but since we have one office that's already vacated, I thought we might want to consider this. This is up for discussion. I just wanted everybody to be aware, and so if y'all want to discuss it or not, and you don't, we don't have to do it.
I can't find mine, but I read over the weekend, that, I like all of your expenditures, they gotta come third for it anyway, but basically you'd have to watch all of your expenditures. Even any expenditure that an outgoing officer would have would be, like fuel, anything else, it could affect Mike down there greatly.
It says over a certain amount set by the commissioner's court. But I mean, basically,
Don't you think fuel would be over a certain amount?
but I mean, basically, you're approving every, we'd have to go through and approve everybody's expenditure anyway.
Well, we've done it before with John Mann and Jed Guerin, both and we really watched them, like when you were coming in, Robert, that they didn't leave you with zero money when you come into the account. But I was contacted last week by Goldsmith, and they're installing cameras at the law enforcement office from a company that we didn't approve of during the RFP program. So you're doing expenditures that could lock us into a contract.
But what they're paying that RFP account what they paying the cameras out over to the council.
We don't know. We haven't seen it.
Oh,
It's not in today's funding or anything like that.
How many cameras is it? I didn't know
I
anything
don't,
about it.
10 cameras is
Yeah.
what, Goldsmith is stating, and they're supposed to be on campus today. So what's what I'm saying is that gonna lock us into contracts with no sheriff?
County Attorney Hill, any comments?
I don't know anything about it. Or I know we've never done that before. I don't know, I mean, you can't spend county money without authorization of the board anyway. I don't know.
But like their funds that kind of like we got into on the other deal. The funds that they're paying for those cameras out of, we have no control over their account.
Well,
I
I
think it's-
mean, if we approve the contract with government to install security cameras.
For the courthouse, but
Out there.
For the courthouse, but not for
They're
out
not
there. And so,
And they don't have any authority to do it. And they're not gonna get paid unless they're court approved. I mean, that's something that's gonna have to be on the agenda, just like I always.
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly the check's done been wrote and it's not one of our checks that comes through this court.
what
It's,
fund's it in?
Commissary,
Commissary fund?
is that right?
I don't know. Is that right, Amanda? Do you know anything about that?
It's kind of, a commissary process.
Okay. Okay.
And
But
my
has-
understanding-
Has not the law enforcement budget been approved, and once the court approves that budget, does that not make it where he can spend his money?
But he's,
No
Well,
different than,
like it is.
but he's doing a contract with cameras to install cameras. And we just went through the RFP program to try to solve that. Now, if you're getting 10 cameras, is that locking us onto cameras that we have to continue with that same type of cameras? The sheriff also informed us at the last commissioner's court that any unfinished business is a statute, 85 point something, is that, we have to continue doing business as, what did it say? As already started.
But if,
So that's gonna lock us into a business. I mean, we were looking at cameras at $500,000-600,000, and so. Is that gonna lock us into only having to use those cameras, or if we go with another RFP? Is that going, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or is those cameras gonna be no good? They're gonna be null and void. We don't know anything about it.
How many dollars are we talking about?
I have no idea.
I don't even.
I just know
First I
that
heard about,
Goldsmith
20 or
wanted to know
22.
what if we approved it.
first I've heard about it.
you know,
is 20 to 22,000. It was actually supposedly the company that was the most expensive in the RFP deal that we had out. But that don't sound like it was the most expensive on what they're doing out there. Those 10 cameras would be more money than that.
Sure.
'Cause we're, 17 here for 55,000?
but the point you make, Odell, is that the fund that's been paid out of, this court has no control of that, do we?
That's
Commissary fund.
That's
right.
true, but supposedly the compensatory money is for inmates,
Inmate safety.
inmate safety. Now you're kind of bartering whether cameras would be inmate safety or not.
Yeah.
The same way in the courthouse, so is it not?
Well,
It's the-
yeah, but we're not
We're
using
in
commissary,
solid-
we're not using commissary money for the
I
courthouse.
know that, but it's not,
So,
You're kind of getting into that same deal we got into, or got reprimanded on the expensive motel deal. Yeah.
the TAC lawyer says that you're gonna have to look at this because this is we can't stop it. We can't stop this one. Unless we not approve the funding.
Yeah, if we have approved the contract, somebody I guess the judge needs to go down there,
I
have to back up their stuff, get out of there.
First I knew about this.
We don't have an approved contract by the county to install the cameras.
Yeah.
They need to go, whatever they've done, they need to pick it up and get them out of there and don't come back until we've got a contract.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the short answer to that.
Well, Commissioner Williams, I'm all for this. I mean, you've looked into this. What else do we need to do? Or you made some comments about it.
Well, I mean, if you want to do it, we could do it for, all elected officials, or we don't have to do it for any, or we don't have, this is just discussion. Yeah, it is a considered act, but it can be tabled and looked at later on. But TAC recommended us look at this, doing, the politics on the horizon right now.
For all, I think it's good for all offices. I mean, I think it's good for everybody.
It's really not gonna affect some of the offices, like, for instance, Gerald or Mike or Dale, because we gotta go through a whole nother budget cycle. They've gotta use
Yeah.
this cycle, but for the sheriff's office, it is a huge.
Yeah.
But what I don't want is you hire a company to come in and they show up for bid, and then you say, well, no, we're not gonna pay for that. What is that setting us up as a county?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm my scare as
If you're gonna do
this
that,
company that they hired from Tennessee.
if you're gonna do that, we need to specify sheriff office.
Well, yeah, or whatever. I'm
If you're worried about the sheriff or you're worried about the precincts, I think you need to name them.
Okay.
agreed. That's why I said all elected officials if we wanted to, or we can just pick and choose one or two.
What I hear from y'all is it's the sheriff's office what we're concerned about with the contract and money's benefits. So I think if you want to do the lame duck, it should be specified to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
And
Again, it's not gonna stop this action that just happened because that'll be predated this, so.
well, it's not like Gerald said, or it's not gonna do any good unless there's a contract that's before us and we sign it. Don't look to me like that.
The authority to bind the county to any kind of contractual obligation without the approval of the commission.
Commissioner's Court.
Correct, but if he's just buying, like Mike just bought a trailer or Dale just bought a trailer, we didn't go into approving that.
Well, they're supposed to be.
No, that too, because it's right there.
I hear it's in the budget, because it's in the budget, doesn't approve the purchase. It's a following step, you still have to take the next step and approve the purchase.
And that's why it's in the council payable.
Right,
Yeah.
but
I mean, Mike don't have the trailer until the council payable has been approved, then he get that the same way,
in this case with the sheriff's department, we're not approving it. It's already, because we don't have that contractual part of it.
But are they just putting the cameras in, or is it actually just, or is it a contract deal, or are they just coming in and putting 10 cameras in for y'all hooking it up?
So the money to that, you want the contract, what the contract is.
Okay.
I just know that it's 10 cameras and what it's installed.
All I know is Sam said they were contacted to help hook up the cameras.
Okay. After Commissioner's Court, I'll look into it.
Well, what we need is, and we've needed it for a long time, not talking about y'all. Whoever's in charge needs to be here in court on this type of stuff. They need to be personally represented.
Yes. Well,
We
it's,
are, we purchase something, I agree 100%, Bill, I think you're right on that situation. So just like Jason asked me about the truck while ago, or the belly. I'm here to answer his questions, and I think that anything's purchased through this court, they should be here, I agree.
would somebody want to make a motion on this, Commissioner Ryan or Commissioner Williams?
I'll make a
I'm for the
motion.
lame duck situation, I mean, I don't, like I say. I'm not for if you want to specify in this deal that just for the sheriff's office, and any contract that comes up or any money spent over a certain amount, we have the right to spend up to $50,000, do we not? Each elected official under 50,000?
Not really, you know, the right to spend.
It has to be approved in court.
Yeah.
The $50,000 threshold just has to do with
Contract.
public offerings.
That's correct.
Even if it's under 50,000, of course, they'll have to approve.
We'll approve it.
You still have to have a public offer.
Yeah, because, I mean, I remember years ago. Precinct 2 bought a truck. Got it sitting at their barn, and it didn't get passed in this courtroom right here, and he had to take the truck back to the dealership and give it to him.
I agree.
Even though he has that power and he had that money in his account.
That's correct. The court never saw it.
Yeah.
But everything we've been purchasing is, we've seen it here, except for the sheriff's office. Is that not correct?
Well, that's where I'm going at, it, you know, in the lame duck is they're doing stuff that's maybe not. I don't know.
If you put the lame duck in here, Jason, I have no problems with the lame duck, as long as you specify it's the sheriff's office. And then I'll support it 100%. Otherwise, all elected offices, I can't support it.
Here's my question on this lame duck deal. I mean, everybody on the general account, everything gets approved through here. The specialty accounts, this doesn't affect them either, does it?
Not really.
So I mean, we're already basically doing with this lame duck, we're approving everything that comes through. And if it's specialty account, then office can do whatever they want with that. Without our approval, so I mean,
But that's exactly what has just happened.
well, no, but this don't affect that either.
No,
So only this is affects what comes through our court, what we approve already.
It states on the statute, the commissioner's court must approve any expenditure by that office.
By statute, I give you an example, the forfeiture fund, everybody says chapter 59 funds. By statute, those funds are under the jurisdiction of the district attorney. And he can delegate that to the sheriff. The commissioner's court has nothing to do with it. That goes through the district attorney's office. And I think it's the same with the commissary. I think that just goes through the sheriff.
I think so too.
I'm not sure about that, but I mean, the court doesn't have any authority to do anything about it. I mean, if there's a misappropriation of funds, that's a crime, somebody can be arrested for it. But it's not within the jurisdiction of the commissioner's court to authorize or not authorize expenditure of those funds.
The only thing I know is we could reach out and double check on the, from TAC lawyer, if that includes these specialty accounts.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. Well, commissioners, what would y'all like to try to do on this? You wanna make a motion? You wanna table this?
I'm
I'm not taking any action on it. I don't know. One of y'all want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to retable the lame duck deal until we get further
Information.
information.
Okay. Commissioner Porton has made a motion that we table the lame duck statute till we get more information.
I'll second.
A second's been made by Commissioner Williams. Any other questions, comments, discussion? Okay, all those in favor of tabling the lame duck statute, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. So we had, did you get that, Julie? 4-4, 1 again. Okay. Moving on, number 10, consider an act child safety trust fund. Commissioner Williams, you've been working on this.
Yeah, this has been tabled from last commissioner court, as explained in last commissioner court, this is $1.50 from vehicle registrations on a child safety fund that you go to and it was recommended by the sheriff that we double check with lawyers on this, and Ms. Lori up in the vehicle registration has checked on this, and they said it was available to go to the child welfare board as funding for that. Again, you should have had it in your packets,
Yes,
last week, or I don't know if it's included in this week's.
it's in the packet.
Yeah.
It's in the packet, and I know Commissioner Williams is on that board and will have to probably abstain
Yeah, I
from
will
voting.
abstain from any voting or motions being made, but I can answer any questions if y'all have any further questions.
Well, we just,
Now, is this the money that was going towards the Dallas Brownwood?
Yes,
yeah,
Okay, I guess my question is, my understanding is that Child Welfare Board sitting on a pretty good sum of money. that
Yes.
They don't use any.
well, there'll be a bunch going out during Christmas.
Is that generally?
Yeah, Christmas and then at the end of school year.
one question I got, Commissioner Williams, so they start getting this money, when would if we approve it, when does this money start going into the Goldthwait, Mills County?
Well, I would
Uh,
assume there's 2 or 3 checks sitting on the treasurer's desk at this time right now, so I'm sure that as soon as it's approved, she can start putting it in that account.
Now, we had budgeted money for them and, or that we're gonna be able to get some money back.
So as of right now, the Child Welfare Board has not requested any of the money budgeted for this year.
Okay,
And so that would, for this year, if that's the problem, if that's y'all's concern, is we can take it less than what was budgeted this year
okay.
on their request. Y'all following me?
Yeah, since they're getting money, and what was the figure roughly per year on this money, $1.50? What was?
Well, last year, I think it's in the.
It's in the packet, yeah.
It was 9,000 one year and 8,000
Yeah.
another.
So
But it goes all the way back down to $4,000. So,
around $9,000. Okay.
yeah, and I would say that it's not gonna go back down. Because everybody's still registering cars and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. Everybody gets more and more cars. I don't know.
Okay.
How many years does this represent for Mills County? How many benefits from it, Jason?
Well, this money can go to lots of different, there's, the strings are not tied once it goes to to like the CPS or the foster kids on this one. This can be for general use of all kids in Mills County that are, that might need some help. Be whatever, and we usually work with the counselors at the schools. And the counselors show us some needs and requirements that need. We've got several kids at Goldthwait right now that we're working with the counselors on several different things that have come up.
I think that's very important for the kids of this county to be helped.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% for it.
It doesn't just lock us in, where our other money, some of our other money is just for CPS kids. This money doesn't really, it opens us up to use it for whatever we see that might need the welfare of kids, so.
Will the welfare board give the court a report in the year report on that?
I can do that, yes, sir.
I think it's beneficial to do it myself.
And you're gonna see in the next, I don't know if it'll be the next meeting, the new officers and the new board members that are going on. That this court will have to approve too, so you're gonna see several things.
Well, I'm glad it's staying in Mills County too, Commissioner Wright and everybody. I think that's really good, staying in Mills County. So,
Again, it went to that company or that organization that was helping in Brownwood, and that person got arrested and.
Yeah.
And so, so we don't know where our funds actually went.
well, I'll make a motion. We approve the Child Safety Trust Fund that Commissioner Williams has been discussing.
I'll
To
say that.
go to,
Pardon?
to go to the child welfare.
To go, yeah. I'll make a motion that we approve the Child Safety Trust Fund to go to the Mills County Child Welfare Board.
And I'll second it.
Is my motion. Second's been made by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving this motion, say aye. Aye. And we got Commissioner, and we got 4 in favor, 1 abstaining, Commissioner Williams. Since he's on that board. Okay, moving on, number 11, consider an act on Genesis E-Bonds licensing and service provider agreement for the Law Enforcement Center. And on Zoom, we have Mr. Steve from E-Bonds, and Amanda, did you need to come up and prep any of this or anything? In case we have any questions for you. Good morning. Yeah. Steve, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me this morning.
Steve, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
You may be
Steve, I think they're having
unmuted or do
issues
what you need
hearing
to.
you, so I'm gonna run up there
Jackie,
really
we
quick.
can't hear
Don't do
Steve. I don't
anything,
know if we
okay?
have a technical
Okay,
issue
got
or what. Amanda, while we're waiting for Steve to get going, why don't you go ahead and tell us what this is about?
Okay, it's gonna be the E-bonds. It's making it to where the bonding process is going to be more streamlined on computer versus paper. To allow bonding companies to be able to bond out to inmates without physically being in our jail. It will give us the ability to instantly access that bond paperwork, but the bond paperwork will have already been filled out through the computer system, reducing any errors of the bonding company putting the wrong thing on the bond and us having to send the bond back.
Okay. And Jackie's checking on our technical issues with Steve. Now, Amanda, also this, I lost my train of thought for a minute while I was looking at Jackie, but there's a $10 charge for this fee that goes to Genesis E-bonds. Is that correct? A $10 fee for the bonding service or what?
Steve would be able to
Okay.
answer that a little better than I can.
Okay.
Ask Steve to say something.
Steve, can you say something, buddy?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
We still can't hear you.
Yeah, he's
I'm
talking.
not sure what's going on.
On us. Something's on our end.
Yeah, Jackie, I hadn't touched anything. I don't think I've messed up anything.
Can he just call us right quick?
Steve,
We can do it right here in this phone, right here.
which phone? Do you want to do my cell phone or what?
Well, you can do it on this one.
Okay, I don't know how to do that
I
one.
don't either, but that's what they put it in for, so. Okay.
What do you want to do? Want me to try calling on the cell phone?
You know, speaker, whatever.
Steve, you can hear me. This is Jet Johnson. You can call me on my cell phone. We'll put you on my cell phone speaker. My cell phone number is 325-451-4161. If you can give me a call, we'll see if we can get you routed in here. Steve, is that you?
Yes, sir, Judge. Thank you for calling.
Let me get you on speaker. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Steve, good morning. Sorry for the technical issue. Could you hear everything that was said earlier?
Yes, sir. I've been on the meeting since y'all started.
Okay. We got Amanda up here. Can you go ahead and give us a little brief explanation of what's going on?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So with Genesis E-bonds, what we do is we are an electronic bonding process. Bond agents are able to access the jail management system, jail roster through our web portal. And by doing so, we allow them to create an electronic bond application versus having to fill it out by hand. So they use the information directly from the jail management system that auto-populates into the bond templates that we create for Mills County. And that application, along with the powers of attorney, are submitted to the jail electronically. It's received at the intake desk. The deputy who's manning the desk is able to go in and review those bond documents, verify the charges, verify the inmate, verify all the information is correct, and then move it to the book outside where they're able to process that and collect the signature on the bond document electronically, and then create that bond application that's then submitted. Those final bond documents are then submitted to several email addresses within the county, who then can forward those documents to the corresponding court based on the charges and where the documents need to land, versus having to move that paper by hand from station to station and then across the street to the courthouse.
Okay.
So it's easy to run this. The only thing that the county would ever be involved in purchasing would be a Topaz signature reader, which I believe is through us is like $125 or $135. If you wanted to purchase one outside of Genesis E-bonds, you're certainly able to do so. We just recommend that it's a Topaz signature reader.
So there's no fee to the county, but you charge a fee then, correct? Doing all this?
$10 access fee for the bond agents. Every time they log in to bond someone out, it's going to be a $10 fee, but that typically replaces a trip fee or a travel fee in the event that they have to get out after hours. Most bond agents are charging between $25 and $50 for having to go to the jail to drop off the bond documentation to get someone out of jail, or that person has to sit in jail until the following morning when the bond agent wants to come into the jail to bond someone out.
Okay,
So those $10 fees typically replacing a travel fee or a trip fee or a fee that a bond agent is charging for a runner to run that bond package over to the jail. Our $10 fee basically replaces that. In most cases, we're able to save defendants money on that process because it's less than what they're being charged currently for making the trip.
okay. See, the only thing, I hadn't checked with all these different bonding companies here in Mills County. I'd like to visit with them, see what their thoughts are on changing this process.
For sure.
Commissioners?
I've spoken to a couple of the bonding companies as well to talk with them a little bit about our process. And the 2 or 3 gentlemen that I spoke with were actually fairly excited about the opportunity because of what we provide versus what they're doing currently. They like the idea that they don't have to fill out the bond documentation by hand any longer. If there are changes on the bond document after they've completed it and taken it to the jail, if there's something that changes internally with the county, they have to go back to their office and redo it all. In our process, the county can simply cancel the bond application and it will notify the bond agent of why it was canceled and what they need to do to rectify it. And then they can simply go in and change it and then resend the application with their return powers. So we typically will make sure that the bond agents in the county that we're operating in are on board and want us to be there before we ever get to the final steps of approving the contract between Genesis E-Bonds and the county. So I think that the agents in Mills County are excited about what we're doing, and I think it's going to be a game changer for them on their side as well. So,
Commissioners, questions?
One question, Commissioner Williams here. You said that this goes to each, whoever emailed or whatever to each offices. That includes all the, I mean, is there a number that it'll only go to, or is it anybody that is approved email on these to receive these bonds, like the county clerk?
so what we would generally do is we'll work with the county and work with the sheriff's department directly on who typically handles bond documents after it's been processed at lookout. Typically what's happening is somebody within the county is collecting those physical files and then taking them to the court, who then sorts it out between the county clerk or the district clerk based on charges and what court that defendant's going to need to be processed through. So what we do is we will send that email to whatever email addresses the county designates to receive them, and it's up to 5, 6, 7, 8 emails. Not typically, most counties don't need to have it sent to that many people. They want it sent to 2 or 3 people so that one person who's generally on staff at that time is going to take and be responsible for moving those documents in an email to whichever court it needs to go to.
Amanda, and the clerk was good with this, or y'all, I know y'all were talking about it, so office was
I
good.
met with Miss Amanda. I met with Deputy House earlier this summer. I have not spoken personally to the county or district clerks about this, but in all the other counties that we operate in, most of the clerks are excited about the fact that they don't have to handle the paper documents any longer, that it's coming in an e-file, and they can simply move it into the court system from that email.
This is Judge Jet Johnson. Steve, well, appreciate your comments. I still look, yeah, I'd like to check with more people. I'm not saying I'm for, I'm not saying against it, but I just feel like I personally need a little bit more research on this, talking to some of the different agencies before we make any decision. Commissioners, y'all have any comments on that?
What do you think?
Everything's moving towards West County.
Okay. From the clerk's office, okay.
Makes it easier for a lot of people here in this
Yeah.
court, and I wouldn't have a problem.
I wouldn't, I'm like Mike, I agree.
Okay.
But
Well, if you all think everything's good, I mean, I hadn't checked with any of the local bonds people. I know Steve said he did, but I didn't know what they all thought, their comments. Amanda, have you talked to me, the local bond people, or?
The only one that I have not spoken with is Wesley Head. Now, I can tell you that all of the Brown County agents that get used, they are already on that system.
Okay.
and if they're not on that system, can they still be a bonding agency? Okay, so
There's nothing saying that we can't still take a old style bond this would just be the preferred method. And, I mean, God forbid, internet goes down, we could still bond out on the old method.
So say a local company here does not decide to go with this, they can still go do the bonding service, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is just giving us
Yeah.
another method is what it sounds like to me, so.
Well, commissioners, I'm fine, either way.
The sheriff, I don't know, if it's mine, I don't know anything about it other than what I heard this morning. But it's my understanding, this is not a new bonding company, it's just a process for filling out an application for a currently approved bonding company. Bonding companies have, the sheriff has the authority to approve or disapprove bonding. And so, I would like some input from the sheriff's office. What they think about this. Sounds like it's just a method of streamlining the application process. But I don't know if it is or not.
Well, and that's,
Maybe we need some more input.
I'd like to visit some more of the offices and stuff, and again, the sheriff's department, just to verify everything. Again, I'm not saying yay or nay, I just like to get a little more information from our local people.
I'm
So,
good with that.
is that good enough for y'all? I'll make a motion that we, table this, Genesis E-Bonds licensing and service provider agreement till next commissioner's court session. Meanwhile, I'll be doing some research on that. So I'll make a motion to table that.
I'll second it.
I made a motion to table. Commissioner Wright has seconded. All those in favor of tabling this issue, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Steve, you heard that. We're gonna table this and I'll be in touch with you some more. We feel like we need to do a little more research and, we'll get back to you probably next day or two, okay?
Yes,
Or I
sir, that's
will.
great. I'll be happy to answer any further questions, and if I need to set up an additional Teams call or Zoom call with additional county employees or offices, I'd be happy to do so.
Okay, maybe it'll work next time. And Steve, where are you from?
We're located over in East Texas. I'm over in Tyler, White House area.
Okay, all right.
Located over in Tyler as well. We're a local Texas company.
Okay, all right. Well, Steve, thanks for participating and we'll be in touch with you. I'll be in touch with you today or tomorrow.
You bet. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay. Amanda, you're up still again. Consider an act on business associate agreement number 12 between Mills County Sheriff's Department and Comanche Medical Center. If you'll prep this up, Amanda.
Okay, we've had a lot of inmates that complain of chest pain. They're immediately transported to Hendricks. Hendricks hasn't accepted our indigent.
In Brownwood, Hendricks and Brownwood.
And so Indigent Health was working on reaching out to other hospitals, trying to get contact for a hospital that would accept these type of inmates. They worked on this one unknowing that they would not accept cardiac patients. But being that they had already done it, the contract was there whenever I came back from Galveston. I figured we might as well go ahead, that way that we always have them as a backup hospital for me to have them as another hospital option.
Okay.
And if y'all remember, the lady talked to us on Zoom from the engineer from the.
Clean, yeah. Miss Johnson, I think's her name, Miss Jones, yeah.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that anyway, and she was saying that we were looking for this, and I think at that time we gave them Comanche, Hamilton, and some area other hospitals.
Yeah. Okay.
They only got interrupted you, so.
I was just wondering, this seems to me like from Gulfway to the Comanche Hospital is a pretty good distance.
It is, and unfortunately, it's not gonna solve our problem of the cardiac patients, because they're going to turn around and ship them right back to Brownwood. And so that doesn't solve that, but it's always that backup hospital, say something's down in Hamilton and they need an X-ray and it's an emergency trip. We always do have the ability to go to Comanche instead of Brownwood for something like that.
So this not locking us in just to Comanche.
No. It's just a contract that they may take our indigent care if we ever did take inmates there.
No upfront cost or anything, just. Look it all in.
And Hamilton will not. Or does.
Hamilton takes our indigent care. Our only hospital that takes our indigent care right now is Hamilton. Being that Hamilton is a small hospital, they don't have cardiac. And so that's why they were working on another contract with another hospital, is somewhere that we could take cardiac.
But
And-
Comanche doesn't have cardiac. either.
No. After she did some more research, she discovered that, if we take a cardiac patient to Comanche, they're just gonna turn around and send them right back to Brownwood.
So why are we doing Comanche then?
This contract was already done whenever I stepped into the spot. And so this was kind of given to me. The only good thing about this contract is if CT, MRI, or something like that is down in Hamilton, we do have the ability to divert them to Comanche instead of Brown. So if any of the machines are down in Hamilton, and a local person goes to the emergency room, they're going to Brown. Because they don't have MRI or CT, if that's down, then they're taking them to Brown. In this case, we would be able to divert and take them to Comanche, which would cover that indigent.
But is that not gonna be kind of confusing through the sheriff's department where to go?
Their orders would still need to go to Hamilton unless that machine's down. And then they would go to Comanche only. That's the only time they would get Comanche.
Basically, Comanche should be the backup line.
Yes.
Well, I thought this was pertaining, but it's not to the in-house provider.
No,
It's not, still ain't getting
Yeah,
nowhere.
we are still working on in-house provider. I have not gotten anywhere.
You're talking about medical doctor coming
Yeah.
by, yeah.
In-house provider, I was still in the same spot we were the last time.
No house calls no more.
Good luck on that. Okay, commissioners, any other questions on this? For Miss Amanda?
I make a motion that, we accept the, contract business associate agreement between Mills County Sheriff's Department and Comanche Medical Center for a backup service from Hamilton Hospital District.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to accept the agreement between Mills County Sheriff's Department and Comanche Medical Center
As a backup.
as a backup.
That's my motion.
I'll second that motion. Any other discussion, comments? All those in favor of the agreement between Mills County Sheriff's and Comanche Medical Center as a backup, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Amanda, thank you. Have a good week. Yeah, I'll be talking to you. Moving on, number 13, consider an act on new EMS building. Commissioner Head, I'll start off. Buster Taylor, concrete contractor, had talked to us last week, talked to me and Commissioner Head about proceeding, moving forward with the west side of the slab at the EMS building. And he has started work today, or Commissioner Head has, with the maintainer work, correct?
Both of us have.
Both of you have. And anyway, the total cost was gonna be around $39,000, commissioners, and we got about 18, I think, 17, 18 ARPA funds left. And we do have the rest of the money budgeted that we can pay for this. Buster had contacted me, won't know about getting paid next week on Monday, which would be, what's that date? December 3rd or 4th, or our next commission course, December the 11th, but I guess it'd be December the 4th, next Monday. But anyway, we'd have to have a special commissioners court meeting if we do that. But he was needing the money mainly for all the concrete, which is very expensive. Commissioner Head, go ahead. State everything pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, it just got a pretty good chunk of concrete he's gonna purchase. He was trying to recover some money.
Yeah, and
Have a grace period on your contract?
No, never have.
no, they got paid the second the pour is done. And when we did this before too, when he did that east side, I mean, he had to have his funds right away that day because it was a large amount of money.
Yeah, but that come through the contractor, not through us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that wasn't done through us.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what we're looking at.
No, Ingalls don't give you much grace period.
Yeah.
How much or any?
I don't think any.
Like port and then the next day.
Well, I think it's the day off. I think it's the day off.
They have-
Before they got to have the money.
Come give us our money.
Anyway, that's what's going on this week. So Commissioner Head, how much more work do you have to do on the maintainer?
We just cutting it down a while ago and everything. I have no clue, because we started out about 7:30 this morning and he was cutting it down and I come up here, so.
Okay,
And him and Buster are working together to get kept grading what Buster wants it.
well, it'd be good to go and get this wrapped up, folks. That way they can use both sides of the EMS building. So now there is a chance of rain in this week. I don't know what that's gonna do according to the pour. But anyway, that's what I'm looking at, possibly doing another commissioners court meeting next week on a Monday, just to take care of Buster on this payment. He's wanting to try to go ahead and get it done this week and pour Monday. I believe that's correct. Right, Robert?
He told me he was shooting for Monday.
Yeah, to get everything cut down, formed up this week and then pour Monday. So.
Go ahead and just
I'm
make-
not, I mean, it needs to be done. Before we're gonna have, say it rains, you're gonna have commissioners court meeting called,
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna make any action unless the job's finished.
okay. Okay. Well,
Can we go ahead and make a motion to pay it now, so we won't have to call a special meeting?
Okay, can we?
It's not on the agenda.
it's not on the agenda.
Do you have them out?
He's gonna bring invoice by today, around 39,000. He's gonna bring invoice by today.
I thought we received the invoice 2 weeks ago.
We received it.
That is,
Estimate.
yeah,
That be it? The invoice, 39,000?
well, it's an estimate. I don't know, it's the actual invoice, Commissioner
I
Wright.
thought it was quote.
Yeah. I can't remember. It was before Thanksgiving. I've lost my memory of everything before
We have
Thanksgiving.
something that talks about 39,000. It's in more than estimate.
No,
Whatever it is, we've got something that has a $39,000 number on it. And I think the court would approve payment up to $39,000.
Okay,
Now.
okay,
So you're calling it.
What?
okay. So we can go ahead and approve it and then he can still get paid Monday, assuming he can pour and whatnot, correct?
We'll leave it up to you as the judge, who comes in,
Okay.
make sure that it's done,
Okay,
and then there's poured that money.
Okay.
then
I'll make
you
sure
have
it's
the
poured.
authority, yeah.
Okay.
The court can leave it. with
Okay.
you.
Okay,
The authority still.
is that good with the Commissioners Court? Give me the power once the pour is done and completed, the job is finished. To approve the payment to Taylor Construction.
And this is part of the agenda, consider an act on EMS building, is it not?
Yes,
So I'll make a motion that we allow $39,000 to be paid to Buster Taylor for the cement work
okay,
with,
If it's more than that, you're gonna have to address the balance in the future day.
okay, okay, okay,
because that's what this court.
Yeah.
We were given $39,000 and we approved it.
okay.
I would think that, well, I mean, sure, we approved that, but I think it needs to be ran by the treasurer. But
Okay.
you know, you got the 18 or 19,
17.
17 in one spot.
17 in one spot. and
You're gonna have
the
to
rest-
know
Okay.
where it's coming from.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure on the exact numbers on the ARPA fund plus what we got paid. Well, and that goes back to what we need to do is just a special commissioners court so I can get all these final numbers finalized. That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
well, let's-
You got a motion.
we already got a motion from Commissioner Wright.
You can dive like the second.
Okay, a motion has been made by Commissioner Wright to grant the authority of a 39,000 check being funded to Taylor Construction. Do I hear a second? Not hearing a second, motion dies. Okay. So we're at now possibly doing another special commissioners court once I visit with exact figures with Taylor Construction, also with the county treasurer on the funds available.
Yes.
That sound good, everybody? Now, do we need to do a motion or anything on that?
No.
Okay, well, we've discussed the EMS building. Any other
Well,
comments
yeah.
on it?
Yeah, the week or so back, one of the doors wasn't working.
I hadn't heard anything else on that. Guy Burns was here and asked if he needed to come up today, and I said no. I didn't realize had any questions. I'd recommend I'll get the information, or you're welcome to talk to him too. But yeah, there was an issue with the door. Anything else on the EMS building, folks? Hearing none, let's go to number 14, Commissioners' requests and reports. Commissioner Wright, go ahead.
We've been doing blading, we re-top County Road 427 and 411 intersection, we rebuilt all that. Built it up and serviced all our equipment. And our 2 employees, they did attend the safety meeting last week at precinct 4, and they told me, they commented they were very happy with it, especially with the mail this morning. Thank Jason for doing that. That's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Head.
We worked on the intersection on 312 and I went blank on the other road, but we rebuilt it and everything. We also, been ripping up the sections of 312 and reshaping it, grinding it, reshaping it. And, we ripped up, over at Blue Hole, kind of reshaped some of that and fill in the ditches and kind of work up an area over there too. Just trying to just work some sections out. And today we did start on the EMS.
Okay.
And we went to safety meeting too.
Grinder working.
Yep.
Okay. Commissioner Parton.
I've been blading quite a few roads, trying to utilize what marsh is there. Fixing to here in the next 2 weeks, see if we can get over around Walling and help them out with some of their interlocal agreement stuff before the end of the year. Got one hand that's still got his 2 weeks vacation. He's gonna have to use it or lose it, and I think he's got his dates in. The only other thing I got, I guess, would be on the report is, RDO was in. Our new maintainers got about 2,000 hours. Well, it cost them around $2,800 to get them serviced. Well, with 2,000 hours, they're looking at the hydraulics. And the setting valves, which takes another mechanic. We're looking at, well, we've got money in repairs, but it's sure gonna take a hunk out of it. Looking at about $6,200 to service that thing. Hydraulic wise, all wise, and do the valve adjustments on it. They've recommended it to problems, so. Quite an expensive little venture for a maintenance deal. All I got.
Okay, Commissioner Williams.
Been blading, got most of the roads bladed before Thanksgiving. Also did the sale of the Ridge Schoolhouse. We had the safety meeting that was well attended by all the precincts. I guess that's it. Gonna be a busy week this week.
Okay. Number 15, County Judge's Report. As y'all saw, Christmas lights are up on the courthouse. They look great. Christmas parade's this Saturday. And the only thing else I got is I'll get back with everyone on a possible tentative date for a Commissioners Court meeting, maybe Monday, regarding the EMS pour, the concrete. And that is all I've got. Number 16.
I got one
Oh,
other
yes.
thing for the county judge.
Yes.
Where are we on these doors?
I hadn't talked to a guy pertaining to this. He was out most of last week. The doors, they're supposed to come up hopefully, I believe it's this week sometime. We didn't want to come last week since it's a short week. So I will follow up on with Guy and we'll reach out to them today. Because as you all know, we still got a few issues with the doors. One door was put on the wrong spot, didn't fit properly. So that's all I've got.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Number 16, adjournment. A motion been made by Commissioner Wright. Second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye.